Hey everyone, how's everyone doing today? My name is Gina and I'm doing great. Who's ready for another day of Craftmas? I am. So today I thought that we would do a cute little bookmark making some watercolor poinsettias. What do you think? I think so. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Gina, most people don't read books anymore. I mean, not like, books. Like the ones you can hold and smell and turn the page. They like the Kindles, which I agree because I read most of my books off of Kindle. But I also sometimes have a book that I need a bookmark for. So, you never know. You just may. Alright, so let me tell you what I've used for this and what we're going to use. I've got a piece of this watercolor paper. It's Shenzhen professional grade watercolor paper, and it's rag paper, so it's like homemade, and it's very, 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 very bumpy. It's like extremely textured. So it takes more water than what the other watercolor paper normally takes, right? So we're going to need that. And I am using my Pretty Excellent watercolor palette that I have. And I'm using the colors Crimson Lake Deep, number 206, and Sap Green, 599, and Hooker's Green, 314. Those are the colors that I'm going to be using for right now for the leaves, pretty much. So what I want to do is I'm going to take a pencil. I'm going to scooch y'all in. Oops, that's scooching y'all out. Scooch y'all in a little bit. And I'm kind of just going to create where I want the center of my poinsettia to be. And I'm making kind of like little oval shapes. Right? For be the center. And then I'm just going to take my pencil and I'm lightly, I'll bring it up to you, but I'm kind of making just 5 golden rings, no, not golden rings, 5 little stripes, like we're kind of looking like a star. So they can go any way that you want them to go. And then I think this guy will go about right here. Right, and I want him to have his little stripes going out like that. Okay, so there we go. Lightly done in pencil. Hope y'all can see that. I think y'all see that a little bit better. It's just guidelines for right now. Alright, I'm going to take this 1/4 of an inch flat brush. Or you could go with a little bit bigger, but I think this one will work just fine because I don't want the leaves to be too big. And it has this nice little bevel on the end, which will come in handy when we get ready to put the veins in. But if you don't have, I just actually bought this paintbrush, so I never had a bevel end like this. But you can also use just a cut up credit card. Anything that with a sharp edge that you can scooch. Right? Alright, so let us begin. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure that your color, like what I like to do, I'm going to bring my pan over here. Please excuse it. Don't judge it. But I mean, I can have some over here if I want. Right? But I feel like if you just put water in the well and get it like that, that's good enough. Okay, so I'm going to bring over my water so you can see what I'm doing. Please don't judge my water pan, my water pail, whatever you want to call this thing. What is this thing even called? I don't know. But please don't judge it. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to make sure I go in my clean water. And because this paper just absorbs water, you want to make sure your brush is pretty good and like soaking wet. So I dip it in and then I just do one swipe to kind of get off any extra excess. And then, let me bring my palette back over here. I'm going to dip just one corner of my brush, just one little corner, kind of like we're shading. I don't know if I doubt y'all can see that because it's so dark, but we're only doing one corner. Now that corner that's got all that paint on it is going to go on the outside of our leaf. The inside is going to stay nice and clear. So I just cleaned my brush, and now I want to get clean water again, drag it, and reload the side again. Now sometimes you don't need to load your brush again. You'll have enough paint on it, and you'll know that when you're doing it. Like you'll feel like, okay, I got enough paint. So there's one leaf, and while it's still wet, I'm going to take this beveled end and I'm going to go ahead and put my veins in, right, while it's still wet. So I'll show you that one more time, and what I do is I skip because I don't want the water to go together. So I'm going to skip this leaf here and I'm going to go to this leaf. So again, I'm going to dip it in the clear water, add just a little bit to the edge, to the one corner, and that corner stays on the outside. And I'm kind of wiggling my brush, as you can see, to create the little bumpies. Now I feel like I have enough paint, so, and water. So I'm just going to go ahead and do like that. And again, I'm going to do my veins. Okay, so I'm going to continue to do that, and we'll just leave it like this so y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay. And I'm going to dry these, but before I do that, I'm going to take one of my smaller brushes, and I'm going to use a warm yellow. It's cadmium yellow, and I'm just going to go ahead and color in these little ovals that are actually the flower to a poinsettia. Okay, now I'm going to dry that with a dryer before I go on to do the green leaves. So let me do that and I'll be back. Okay, so now you want to make sure that the red is good and dry before you go on to the green leaves, because you know, green and red make brown, so you will make mud if you do not do that. So again, now I'm going to double load my brush. So I'm going into my sap green, and again I'm just making it like, just keeping pretty much the water in the well. Okay, so on one side I'm going to dip in with the sap green, and then on the other side I want to dip into that hooker's green. And again, just like we did with the red, the light color is going to go on the outside or inside, and the darker color is going to go on the outside. And we're pretty much going to put these where we feel. If you want, you can actually make the little stems. I find that helps me out. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is take some of the sap green that I've been using and make sure that my brush is good and wet. And I want to just kind of go in between in here where the flowers are. So that it's like just gives us a little bit more greenery in there. Okay, now what I want to do is take the same brush and take the red color that I used, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of red to the tops of these yellow flowers. Probably should wait until that green is dry, but I'm living dangerously. I'm living on the edge. Right? Okay, now let's dry this really well. And okay, now what I want to do, I'm going to bring y'all out just a little bit, is I'm going to take a round brush and take some clean water, and I'm going to go in just in small areas at first, but I do want this to be really like sopping wet. I don't know if y'all can tell how wet that is, but it's pretty wet. I mean, it's pretty wet. So then I'm going to take and use that yellow that I used before, and I do want it very liquidy, and I'm just going to drop it in where I put that water. Alright. And now I also want to take, I think I'm going to use, you can use cerulean blue, but I think I'm going to use, I have a lighter color called Verditer blue. I think that's how you pronounce it. But it's a very light blue because I don't want it too dark. And I'm going to just drop that in as well, just in some spots. And we can move that around if we want. Okay. And we're just going to do the same thing. I think I am going to take some of that cerulean blue. Water it down though quite a bit. Oh yeah, I like that color better. That other was just too cool. I want to show you what I'm doing. I am just taking some of that cerulean blue and putting it on the tip and just dropping it in some spots. Kind of make it a spotty. Kind of like that. And if you're not crazy about like just it being spotty, you can just take your brush and pat it. And that kind of makes those little dots go away. But it still is not totally mixed. I like that. Alright, so now I'm going to dry it. Okay, I like that. Isn't that pretty? And of course, when you end up looking at your work, you always critique. And, you know, up here, this leaf probably should have been more like that, and this one more like that, whatever. But I like it. I don't go for, if you've been watching me for a long time, you know, I don't go for realism. That's just not my style. I like whimsical, and I like just impressionistic type of things. And so I'm really happy with it. If I wanted realism, I do not remember who said this. I was watching someone and it just rang true, and I was like, oh my gosh, how true is that? They said, if I wanted realism, I would have become a photographer. Makes sense, right? So I like just, you know, doing impressionistic stuff, and you can tell that's a poinsettia. I mean, at least I think you can tell. All right, what I want to do now, like what I did on this guy, is I'm going to add some of this Nouveau Glacier paste, and this is in the hot red, and it is gorgeous. I love it. And what I may do is just like put it on the end, or on the, you know, inside, and then kind of feather it out. Like that. I used my finger on this other one, and that seemed to have worked pretty well. I don't think I'll put it on the green because I want the red really to pop out more. Alright. Yeah, I don't think I want it on the green. I think I just want it on the red like I did on the other one. I like that. Okay, I've got some Nouveau glitter drops in, I can't make out that color, but I do believe this is my red. And I just want to put just a touch, not too much. And of course we could have used stickles, but I just want little, just little bitty dots. I doubt y'all can even see. Let me scooch y'all in. I mean, it is tiny, 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 tiny dots. I want it too thick because it's a bookmark, right? So we kind of want to keep it a little flat. And those might even be too big, but we'll do. All right, so we've got those on. So I'm going to hit it with a hairdryer again to dry all of that before we move on to the next step. Okay, let me scooch out. This is dry now, and I have several papers. These are all from my Tonic Studio kits. I've got this one, and that's what I used for that one, and I think that's pretty. But I also have this mirrored green one that may be just as pretty. And then I have this lighter blue one. And then of course I've got, yes, I have my favorite, the glitter red, which I don't think I want to use even though it is gorgeous. I'm just afraid it will overtake from the flower or from the red petals. So I think I want to go with the, let's just change it up, and I'm just going to go with the green. Why not? This is going to be, I cut it, well, hello Sasha, clomp clomp bitty clomp clomp to you too. I cut it 2 3/4 by 7 1/4. So this is 2 3/4, 3/4. And then this is 7 1/4. I think that's right. We'll see here in a second. Yeah, looks good enough to me. Very cool. Oh, that's going to be cute. I'm going to like that. All right. I just used my glue here, but I think, see if just double-sided tape will work. I'm pretty sure it will. I don't know what is going on. That tape may be old. I don't know. So let's try to get it on straight as we can. Okay, there we go. Pretty straight. Oh, isn't that beautiful? I love it. I do. I really do. I like that green mirrored behind. I really like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to give us a little punch here. Just eyeball in the center. I'm not too worried about that. And then I do have somewhere along my desk here some of this red ribbon, and we'll just put it through like so. And then voila, it is done. Isn't that so cute? I love them. I love them. Again, you know, it's hand painted, so it's not going to be perfect. I really do wish I did this one more like that. And I think that would have looked a lot prettier. But, yeah, c'est la vie. No, just do what you can do. Isn't that so beautiful? I love them. I love them. All right, y'all. So that is it for today. I hope that this has inspired you to create and to have some fun today. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with anyone you know that loves to craft, that likes doing Christmas stuff. It will help my channel so much, and I would appreciate it. So thank you so much. Y'all be good to one another, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.